There are 10 reasons why agents choose to start their own real estate agency. Higher commissions, no territory limits, your own culture, building a sales team, creating a rent roll, freedom over your marketing, listing and selling more as the agency owner, better options for training and mentorship, building a legacy, and being a faster route to financial freedom. But here's what nobody tells you. Most agents who start their own agency on their own with no help, they work 20 to 30 hours more per week, they're drowning in stress, and they walk away with less money in their pocket. In this episode, I'm going to show you exactly what you need to know to start your own brand and agency, what it actually costs, what to expect, and why for so many years it was too hard to go out on your own. Agents, welcome to the Get Keen podcast, your number one destination for learning how to get the most out of your real estate career. I'm Dan Lee, founder of Plum Property, one of Queensland's largest independent real estate offices, and Plum Partners, where we've helped dozens of agents create, run, and grow their very own agencies. On Get Keen, I chat to high-performing agents, principals, and agency owners, so you have the tools, strategies, and insights to grow your business and live the best life for yourself and your family. Now let's get keen. Before I go through all those details, I want to discuss why you would make a move like this in the first place. Why, as an agent, would you bother to leave your agency and go and start your own brand and business? Well, truthfully, there's a number of good reasons why. Some of my reasons why I personally chose to do it were because I wanted to build an actual business that would eventually work for me. I wanted to get out of real estate sales one day, eventually. And the only way I could envision me doing that was to create other income streams and to invest in other assets that would provide a return over time. But there's all sorts of other reasons why agents start their own business. Number one, earn higher commissions. Secondly, no limitations on where they can sell. Thirdly, creating their own culture of people. Fourth, building a sales team as another income stream. Number five, building a rent roll as another income stream and a saleable asset at the end. Number six, having freedom over their marketing and branding. Number seven, listing and selling more as the agency owner. Number eight, getting better options for training, mentorship, and leadership. Number nine, building a legacy and a saleable asset. And number 10, it being the faster route to financial freedom over being a sales agent solely. Now, what do you need to start your own real estate business? Actually, not a lot, but I'll go through the specific things that you need to do before you can start. Firstly, you'll need a company set up. Now, you can trade your own company and brand as a sole trader under a personal ABN, but if you want to get serious about it, I suggest setting up a company. That's not a huge cost, maybe $800 and takes 24 hours, and your accountant can do it for you. The next thing you'll need is you will need your full real estate license. So not just your general sales certificate, but the full license. Now in Queensland, that only takes 5 days. In New South Wales, it's a bit harder. You need to work a year as an associate, then have a year with your Class 2 license before you can apply for your Class 1. And it's different in other states as well. So check your state rules, but you will need your full license to have your own business and brand in real estate. You'll also need your corporation's license. So that's basically a license attached to your company, and then you have your own personal license, which is attached to you personally. So the cost of that is just the cost of another license, and those are around $1,200 each. Depends a little bit on each state. You'll also need a new bank account for your business, and I suggest setting up several, if not about 6 to 8 sub accounts so that you can separate money, between when income comes in, you can separate GST, you can separate commissions owed to sales team, you can separate any other money that doesn't actually belong to the business. You can put them all in different accounts, and that can give you a clear vision of how much money you actually have in your accounts at any given time. You'll need to get your business insurance and indemnity insurance, which for a small team business will be around $2,000 a year. That obviously increases as your business grows in size. And then you'll need a space for your operations. Now, you don't need to be too fancy in the beginning. I started my business out of my own apartment, which I lived in. And I know many agents that start their business at home, and it works perfectly well. Don't be scared that people won't list with you because you don't have a commercial office. That's not the truth. That's not why people list with us, okay? But if you want to expand your business, you want to grow a team, and you want to grow a rent roll, and you want to actually have a larger machine outside just yourself and maybe 1 or 2 people working on your team, you eventually will need a commercial space for operations, because you need to have a place to house your whole team so that you can collaboratively work together. Don't think of a commercial space as something for your clients. It's not. It's something for you and your staff. Okay? Now, what to expect if you start your own real estate business on your own. Okay? I'm talking about if you want to go and set it all up yourself and not get any help from anyone else, or not join a model that can do certain aspects of the business for you. You want to do it all yourself because that's just how you want to do it. Well, what you can expect is that you will add about 20 to 30 hours to your work week, okay? Because let's face it, real estate is already a 40 to 50 hour a week job if you're going to be competitive in sales. And if you're going to start your own business, you're going to have to keep that up. You're going to have to keep up the sales, because that's really how all the money is generated. And if you are a high performing agent, you are likely doing a minimum of 40, probably 50, and maybe even 60 hours a week on the job. That's not going to change. What's going to change is you're all of a sudden going to have 20 to 30 more jobs a week, a day on your plate that you have to handle as a business owner. They're likely going to be administrational tasks that are going to bog you down, and you're either going to have to hire people to get rid of these jobs, or you're going to be doing them yourself. And most people start and end up doing a lot of this stuff themselves, okay? Now, expect in your first year of business on your own for costs of the business to be around $300,000. Now, that is a very conservative estimate that I have made based on my experience, and those would be for costs such as building your initial website, your brand launch, your brand creation, all the software that you need, the subscriptions, the costs of that ongoing, a couple of employees to manage your business, the ongoing graphic design and social media help, the trust account auditing, the licensing, the insurance costs, portal fees, some money spent on training and mentorship. And these are just some of the things. Now, I was able to do this successfully on my own because I had a business partner. I honestly believe if I just went out there and tried to do it all on my own with no help, there's absolutely no way that I would have been able to do what I've done. Without that great support, I would not have been able to build the empire that I have built. So it's really important to have great help if you're going to start your own business. What I do often see is agents that go out on their own and they don't have great help, often their results go down. They were once doing 60 deals. A year later on their own, they're doing 30 deals. And it's not because people don't trust them or people don't want to work with them because they're their own brand. What's happened is they've gone from being a full-time agent to being a part-time agent and part-time administration support in their business. So they used to spend 40 to 50 hours on sales-related activities, plenty of prospecting, calling back clients, client meetings, cold calls, updates, all of the stuff that brings in business. And then they've gone and started their own business and all of the other stuff that is created from starting this business, all the other jobs that they have to adhere to. They are now only doing half of the sales tasks that they once were doing, and therefore less opportunities are coming through the door. We don't want that to happen to you, but I'm just making some stern warnings on what it can look like. So when you go out on your own, what are these jobs that are going to take up all of your time? Well, here's some of them. Firstly, it's setting up your business, getting your company ready, organizing your insurance and your licensing. And then it's actually creating the business logo and brand, finding the right company to do this for you, working out what's going on with your competition, how you should look in your marketplace, making important decisions about how you're going to look. And then it's about building and launching the website, making sure all of the technology is connected to the website, so your listings and sales going on there properly, who's building your website, what features you need to have on there, what sort of calls to action you need to have on there. Then you need to map out a plan for success and a successful launch. So what activities are you going to do for the first 90, 180 days? Mapping out your ongoing plan for your marketing. Then it's hiring some people, right? You're going to need some people to do the back-end administration, the trust accounting, the odds and ends, running the errands, making sure everything's compliant, making sure the marketing's going out, just making sure the business is functioning, running properly, you're organized. So along with hiring people is you've got to have a place to keep them. Okay, so if you don't have a premises, you're going to have to find a place for them. You're going to have to provide a comfortable environment. You're going to have to manage these people. So, they will call in sick sometimes. They'll go on holidays. They might not work out. You'll have to find new people. The process of finding people and managing them is very time consuming. Then you're going to have to manage all your ongoing admin, contracts, and design, and do the training of those new staff. Make sure that they know how to do everything correctly. And if they leave, then it's all up to you again. And you've got to find someone else. And this can be a circular thing that keeps on happening to small businesses and very frustrating for business owners as they keep getting pulled in to doing all of the admin within their business. Then there's all the other things like the graphic design. You need ongoing graphic design. Who's going to do that? What do you use a company? Do you outsource it? Do you hire someone and take on a full salary for something like that? Social media help. Who's posting your stuff? Are you wasting time doing all of that for your company, or do you have people to do it? Are you hiring? Are you outsourcing it? How much is it costing? Right? Then you're going to need to commit to some ongoing mentoring and training, because going out and doing all of this on your own and thinking that you know everything is probably the wrong way to go about it. It's important to have great mentors in your corner, supportive people that have done what you've done. They're helping you day to day with problems and issues and keeping you active and motivated and helping you understand that you're on the right track. All right, important to join supportive, high-performing communities so that you are surrounded by similar people with similar goals who are encouraging you to put one foot in front of the other and achieve your goals. All right. So you can gain full control and independence over your own business. It is great if you get it right while still being a sales agent, but there is a better way to do it than just doing it on your own. And that's what I want to talk about today. My experience shows that people that go and start their own agency on their own and try and do it by themselves without a partnership, more often than not, their sales drop. Okay? Because of the fixed fees, lots of stress. Think about it. Think about an agent earning, say, 500K GCI, right? They go and start their own brand and business and they think, oh, I'm going to get 100% now instead of 50% at my agency. But in the first year, they make that same 500K GCA, but with 300K expenses. That leaves only 200 out of 500 left, so 40%. You were better off on a 50-50 split with no other hassles at your agency. And this is why for so many years, up until about, say, 5 years ago when technology really changed, it was just really hard, too hard for most people to go out on their own and actually make good profit. However, things have changed. There is a much better way now. There are models out there that can help you take on the bulk of those fixed costs so that you can earn way higher commissions and live a better life in a way that you want to with your own brand and business. And this is actually why I started Plum Partners, okay? We wanted to solve the issue of agents not being able to go out on their own because it was too expensive, too stressful, too hard. We wanted to make it easy, simpler, cheaper, and less lonely for an agent to make this move on their own. Now, with Plum Partners, so what we do is we actually partner with agents, right? We've now successfully launched over 50 agents into their own brands in their own marketplaces, many of them earning way more than they were when they were working at their previous agency. And the reason they can do that is because we take on all those fixed costs of the agency, right? Those costs that would be around 300K, they don't have to worry about them anymore. Instead, they pay a percentage of their revenue, which ends up being far less. Our partners can then focus all their attention on listing and selling and eventually recruiting and building their business, not being stuck inside it doing all the admin. Let me give you 3 examples that I can think of off the top of my head. The first one is a guy called Bailey Sims, and he worked at a larger franchise, and he was doing about 400K GCI. No training, no support, and really figuring it out on his own. He was getting a little over 50% split, and he wasn't very happy. After many chats with me, he jumped on board the idea of starting his own business, which he's launched about a year and a bit ago now. And in that time, if you want to look him up, it's Pine Property. In that time, he's now, with his business, doing over $1 million in GCI. And this is just over a year to get to there. He's started a rent roll, which they have, I think, 60 plus properties. And that's only recent that they started that. And he's put on 2 salespeople. And this has all happened in about a year. Now, that sort of growth compounding for the next 5 years, I see Bailey being in a completely better position. He already is, but I'm talking about the compounding growth of that business in the next 5 years. It's going to completely revolutionize and change his life far more than it ever would have if he had just stayed as an agent at the agency that he was at. The second example I'll give is a guy called Jonathan Merton from Merton Property Co. in Gympie. Now, Jonathan jumped on board with us when he was doing about 500 to 600K in GCI, and he was just a single agent, right? In a year and a half, he has now opened his own shop. He's bought another property with all of the earnings he's made. He's bought 2 properties, actually, a commercial one that he rents out and also the premises that he's in. He's put on another salesperson. He's put on 2 more associates. He's built a rent roll of over 100, and he's now doing close to $1.5 million commission with his own brand. This has all happened in a year and a half. Now, how have these agents been able to achieve such great results out on their own? It's because they have great help with our model. Because unlike a lot of agents that go and try and do it all on their own because they think that they're going to earn 100% commission, which they're not because there's a lot of expenses, instead of doing that and then also having to manage way more hours of time and way more hours of jobs that you get stuck with, these agents that I'm talking about, the success stories, have joined Plum Partners. And what we've been able to do is take away all of the stress, all of those extra jobs, all of the back end, all of the setup of their business. We provide them with a certain level of labor, which is going to help run their business. We provide all the technology. We provide social media help. We provide ongoing mentoring, training, community with all of our other founders, with WhatsApp groups and getaways and yearly events, weekly trainings. And we provide them with great advice on how to grow their business to the next level. And I am seeing time and time again so many success stories. I've only told you about 2 of them, but I have dozens of success stories from agents who have made this move. And let me tell you, I know it's scary. I know it can feel the feeling of leaving and starting your own. It's petrifying. It is. It's terrifying to think, geez, what's going to happen? You know, our brains are wired to keep us safe. Our brains are wired to tell us not to do things that it doesn't know because it doesn't want to put us in an unsafe position. So when you're at an agency and you know everything and you're comfortable and you know what you can earn, the fear of dropping all that and trying something new, your brain doesn't want it, right? But that is what's holding you back from creating the lifestyle that you deserve. A greater lifestyle, something bigger, something that you were meant to do, something that you want, that you were destined to create. Something that's going to earn you more money than you've ever dreamed of. But you have to make the move. You have to believe in yourself. And when you're partnered with a great model and a great team, you know, these are the same people that have helped me to achieve success that I never would have dreamed of. The people that will be working with you are the same people that helped me to get to the top. I'm now bringing that team to help you as an agent to make that move, to start your business, to start your brand, and create a business that will eventually work for you. One day, maybe you want to step down from sales. Maybe one day you want to get your Saturdays back. Maybe one day you want to be a parent that actually goes to the soccer games on Saturday. If you want that life, you need to think about the steps to take to get it. And the steps to financial freedom, the steps to be able to step back from sales, that's in business ownership. That's with owning your own brand. That's with taking control of your own destiny. And now it's easier than ever with Plum Partners. We can make that happen for you. All you need to do is in the description of this video, there is a link you can click. You can go through to a landing page, find some more information out about it, and you can book a call with me or one of my team. But it could be me on the right day if I'm not away. I'll call you, we can talk about it, we can show you what we will do to make it as easy as anything to get out there and start your own business and brand and earn more, way more than you're currently earning now. On average, all right, this is a real stat and I love it. on average, our partners earn 23% more personal income in their first year with Plum Partners than they did with the previous year at their own agents, at their old agency. Okay? And that's because they earn higher commissions, they list more because they're now an agency owner, and then they have no restrictions around them. And with our help and guidance, we can help you make a huge success out of your own brand and business. So thank you guys. If you want to find out more, click on that link. If you like my content, if you appreciate what I do for you with Get Keen, I would love a like, a comment, a share, anything you can do to help boost the Get Keen podcast out there. I much appreciate that. I much appreciate your time for coming here and listening to me today. And I will see you guys on the next episode. Thanks for tuning in to the Get Keen podcast. If today's episode got you thinking about starting your own real estate business and building your own brand, Plum Partners may be able to help. Book a call using the link in the show notes, and let's see if we're the right fit to help you create, run, and grow your own real estate brand. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and follow me on Instagram at Dan_Lee_Plum. Until next time, keep getting keen.